Okay, this is my NEO GEO cabinet. This is another one of the games that I've recently picked up for my game room. This was actually the first machine that I bought when I moved in here. And it needed some work, but the price was good. Still does need some work. It does actually work. It came to me with a 1-slot board and also a 4-slot board. Neither one of them worked. The 4-slot board didn't work at all. The 1-slot board had some graphical issues. So the original plan was to get that fixed. But in the meantime, I just went on eBay and I picked up a cheap working 4-slot board. So that's in there right now. Works great. The monitor might need a cap kit. It's lacking some brightness. Hopefully it doesn't need like a full rejuvenation. When this came to me, it actually had 2 power supplies in it for some reason. But now I'm getting around to it. I'm actually swapping out these power supplies for the proper one. This is what was in there originally. Well, not originally, but originally when I received it. See, they did a real hack job on this thing. The main problem was that the switch up front on the cabinet was not working in this configuration. I don't know what was up with that. It did have a blown fuse up there, so I don't know if they put in the second power supply as a way to get around the fuse being blown, but it was real annoying because you could only turn the cabinet on from the back. So I had to leave it in a position where I could reach behind it every time or just leave it on, which is not ideal. But anyway, this is the proper power supply going in. The only reason I don't have this up right now is because they did hack those power wires from the JAMA harness. No, the MVS harness. And I could just chop off this Molex connector and splice them, but I really want to do it right, so waiting for a Molex to come in so I can get them back on the proper connector. Then it'll be just plug and play. In case it ever needs to be replaced in the future, it'll be simple. This side, well, both sides actually are rough, but the cabinet itself is okay. There's like a couple scrapes here and there. So it's really just this artwork that's messed up. But, you know, when I get around to it, I will redo that. You know, for now it's kind of in line, so you don't see it so much. Control panel is okay. Everything works. I don't like the mismatched joysticks, mismatched buttons. But the plan is to replace all these controls with brand new stuff. I'm going to go with convex buttons. Just because they're better for fighting games and whatnot, which everyone knows the NEO GEO has tons of. Trying to think what else I should show. Let's take a look at the board. So as you see, I have the 4-slot board here. Not currently plugged in because I'm replacing that power supply. And I do have a 161-in-1 cartridge with a dip switch mod here, so I can just select the game internally and not deal with the menu system for it. I want it to boot up like a dedicated game, so every once in a while I'll just go in here and switch it to whatever game I want. You know, based on the dip switches, I have a reference sheet. And I have Samurai Showdown, Puzzle Bobble, Aero Fighters 2. Yeah. So that's that. I have a couple other games. I believe I have a soccer game. Not sure which one, and it might be it. I might have one more. I can't remember. But yeah. So that's that. Controls are nice. No one ever hacked them up, I don't believe. Credit displays work fine and everything. When this came to me, it did have a 2-slot marquee, and since I bought the 4-slot board, I also picked up a 4-slot marquee. These are reproduction mini marquees, in that I literally printed them out myself. I think they look pretty good. Now, like many NEO GEOs, this does not have the OLED panels or whatever sort of lights they were. You know, they die over the years, and even if you buy ones that are working, you know, they get dim and they're just not reliable. I know there are people working on LED replacements, so that'll probably be something for the future. For now, there's just a typical LED strip back there. I couldn't even use a fluorescent just because they're so hard to get these days. It's so expensive compared to the LED strips, but the LED strip looks good. Actually, the marquee is actually thin enough to where the whole thing lights up. It doesn't look great, so I'm working on a cardboard mask to go behind it so that only the mini marquees will light up. So that's pretty much that. You can see the front of it's kind of, you know, dirty, but it should clean up okay. There's a lock bar hole there that needs to be filled at some point. Again, you know, fixing these up is part of the fun for me. So, and this side is better than the other side, but I'll still redo it anyway when I do that. I don't know why someone stuck this control sheet on the side. That would have been better on the bezel up here. But that's that. That's my NEO GEO, and I'll post updates as I do more on this, so keep watching, and I'll talk to you later.